Righto team, so introduction time. Thought I would, since it's a lovely day and hopefully you can see things pretty well, I thought I would come out here and show you the condition of Rosie the Rally's plastics now that the bike is 5 years old. It's be going on 6 years next year. I've had it for almost 4 years come January, so I thought I'd show you around the bike, show you what damage there is, how everything's held up. This bike's been dropped more times than I can count now, and some of the damage it has on it came with it when I bought it, and that was one of the reasons I bought this bike in particular, because I didn't want to be all precious about the plastics. I was worried, oh, if it's a brand new bike and I scratch the plastics, it'll make me feel sad. So I bought a used bike, and honestly, yeah, at first I was a bit worried about putting scratches and stuff in it, but now I am quite happy to just throw this bike around. One big day came around and I lost count how many times the bike went down during that adventure ride. So I figure let's go over the bike and take a look at the damage, and hopefully this will alleviate some fears if someone out there is tossing up between going for the L and the Rally. Hopefully it might make you feel more comfortable getting the Rally. Obviously, main reason for getting the Rally is, of course, you've got the Rally tower, you're a bit more protected from the elements, but that does come at the cost of a bit of extra weight with all the plastics. So we'll quickly go over the bike, and yeah, any questions or whatever, hit me up in the comments below. Rightio, so we'll start at the business end. Most of the damage to this bike you'll see is actually just in the stickers, the graphics or whatever. Can't say they are of the highest quality. This bike is a budget bike after all, but this big scrape and this missing bit of the graphic on this side, pretty sure that happened when I did my Molesworth adventure, when I accidentally ran into the back of Brent and a 690 KTM. Come down here, fork guards, a little bit of scuffing on that, but otherwise they're in good nick. This front cowling, don't mind that is just residue from a Kiwi Rider sticker I had on there, which hasn't come off particularly well. This scratch was in the bike when I bought it, so I bought this bike ex-demo. So it was a dealer demo, and before that it was Blue Wing Honda, who are the New Zealand distributor of Honda motorcycles. It was their press bikes, so my history with this bike goes back a fair way to when it was brand new. I rode it a couple of times when I worked for Bike Rider magazine. So a bit of scuffing, little chip out of the graphic here and there, but otherwise in good nick, apart from down here. So as you can see, it's held on by a zip tie. In behind here there is a little U-shaped piece of plastic with a small screw which secures this cowling to the main fairing, and in one of the many crashes at one big day, that broke. So just drilled a hole, zip tied it up, she's good to go. The front, don't know what to call this, front bit of plastic here, a few little nicks and dents from stones, but it's otherwise in good nick. Move to this cowling. Now, as you can see, a few scuffs and scrapes, a few scratches, and if we move up here, don't know how well it's going to show, but a bit of the gloss has been taken off the plastics, and that happened at Burnbuster, riding around with a very pumice base, getting absolutely filthy, and my knee being here just rubbed the plastic and yeah, took a bit of its shine off. Again, the plastic stickers from the factory, they're a bit easy to scratch and stuff. I remember riding this bike for the very first time. I rode it home and took it back to the office, and yeah, it even managed to put scratches in it back then. Fuel tank, this is a bit scuffed up. It's the only part of the bike, apart from the frame, that's actually painted. And I've got some scratches in there, you can see a few of those. Those are mostly done from having a tank bag and grit, stones, bit of dirt or whatever gets stuck under the tank bag. It moves as you're riding, and yeah, you get some scratches. So ankle guard, that's just normally a glossy bit of plastic. All the gloss is well worn off that. The frame down here, My heel's obviously worn a bit of the paint away there. I should definitely touch that up with some kill rust and repaint it. The frame itself down here, yeah, that's always getting damaged. That's an area you want to keep an eye on. Again, need to hit it with kill rust. This cowling here and behind here is your airbox, and as you can see, worn right through the paint to the base clear plastic. Again, that's a result of burn buster riding in a very muddy, filthy, pumicey base, and my boot just rubbing up against the plastic there. So yeah, it's a bit dulled. A few more scratches along here. So this is where my GV luggage, my panniers normally sit over here, and yeah, rubbed a wee bit of the paint away there. And then heaps of scratches, but nothing too deep, nothing too nasty. Rock around to the screen. Surprisingly, the screen is in great condition considering that big biff I had up north on the beach. You can see a few sort of marks and scratches to it, particularly up here. So that's from when I bent my bars and I would, yeah, managed to bash stuff into that, particularly when the windscreen was bent all the way back there. This front cowling, it's in good nick, just the odd speck taken out. This piece here, there's a scratch there. I can tell you that was my fault. I didn't secure the bike properly when I was trailering it down to Topor to get the suspension done by Moto SR. Shout out to them. Great result that. But yeah, the bike fell over in the trailer. That hit the aluminium side well, and yeah, dinged the radiator in the process. Down here, this cowling, this one's fairly worn, but no big cracks or anything in it, apart from in here where the bolt that normally retains it to this bracket, yeah, I was riding back from my first ride of the 42 Traverse, and I could hear this buzzing noise, and it was this cowling just flapping away. And I'll show you this bolt here. Basically, the bolt was still intact, and the fairing had broken around the edge of the bolt, and yeah, come loose. So again, zip ties to the rescue. Moving up here, show you just some more of the scratches and battle scars on the plastic, on the, what's this called, graphic sticker. This cowling is probably the most abused one of the lot. So this is the battery cover. In here is a circular sort of bracket that sort of slides in behind this fairing and helps secure this one to it, and that broke right off at some point. I think someone was a wee bit rough getting access to the battery, and yeah, they cracked that and tried to fix it, but yeah, that's sort of held in by hopes and dreams mostly. A few scuffs and whatnot. Pull the pillion peg back. You can also see this is the only fairing to actually get a crack in it. I have no idea how the hell it got a crack here of all places. So yeah, this one's definitely on my list of ones to fix. Move to the toolbox cover. No idea at all where that scratch came from. I'd love to have a good story about that one, but I don't. And just scuff marks. Should be noted also, the tailpiece, yes, I've got a very well worn luggage rack from Thailand. This is less than a year old, but you're riding mud and grit with a bag strapped to it, and yeah, the paint doesn't last too long. But the rear cowling underneath there, as you can see, it's kind of got a 3M sticky over the top of everything. So I assume underneath that everything's hunky-dory looking. There used to be 3M sticky over the toolbox cover and the right side cowling as well, but I got rid of that because I didn't like how it looked. Rightio, last but not least, factory skid plate. So I know a lot of people sort of don't believe in the protection these give, but I did some pretty decent gravel rides. I did the Rainbow Station and Mangatapu track one day. You can see part of the Rainbow video on my Molesworth playlist. So we got a few gouges, a lot of scratches and little tiny dings from gravel getting whacked up at it, but it did its job. Only reason I replaced this and got the B&B bash plate, which is, I think it's 4mm thick alloy. Only reason I did that is, of course, I have a custom, I say that kind of half-heartedly, oil drain, which is the result of me royally messing up an oil change and trying to torque the sump plug to spec. Never make that mistake again. Ended up with the bike going all the way up to Auckland to an engineer to drill that and put a new plug in it for me. So yeah, learnt my lesson there. So yeah, so that's Rosie the Rally, 5 years on, and still plastics are in really good nick. For the amount of abuse it's taken, I definitely wouldn't worry if you're looking at getting a 300 Rally. I wouldn't worry so much about damaging your plastics. They are reasonably cheap to buy from, say, Bikers Bits in Thailand. The only thing that sucks is shipping really royally reams you. I'm looking at replacing my plastics sometime soonish, hopefully. Not because of how they look or anything, just I kind of have this vision for having a all black CRF250 Rally. So we'll see if I can make that a reality. Including shipping, I'm looking at around $1,000 to replace all the plastics on the bike. So yeah, we'll see how the finances go with that. But if you're looking at getting yourself a Rally, don't let the plastics put you off if you think you're going to break them. Like I said, they're pretty robust. Think about the weight. They do weigh, if you look at the weight between the 300L and the Rally, you'll see that the Rally weighs a bit more. Decide if that's what matters to you, because really that's all that matters. But for me, I like the Rally. I like having a windscreen, and I think it looks the business. So yeah. Anyway, if you got this far, hope it's been useful. Consider subscribing, giving us a like if you do. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next ride.